Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today, let's talk about staying positive. It's key to overcoming challenges. Keep an open mind and stay open to new ideas.
Chapter 1 30 million and one. Valuable person. I hid it from my husband. I won 38,400 MB, approximately 34 billion VND. The lottery ticket was bought casually on my way to work. The numbers were my mother's birthday combined with my father's death anniversary. Standing in front of the lottery center, I stared at the number on my phone screen for 3 full minutes. 38,400 MB. After tax, it became 30,720 RMB, approximately 107 billion VND. I didn't scream. I didn't tremble. I just stood by the roadside and thought about one thing. If I went home right now and told Victor, then tomorrow his older sister Lil E would know. And if Lily knew, her husband Charles would know too. Once Charles found out, that mess he created, 3 spas running at a loss and owing 200 RMB, approximately 7 billion VND, would definitely come knocking on our door. So I turned in the opposite direction and went straight to the bank. I opened a new account, registered a new phone number, split the money into smaller amounts, and deposited them in stages. Only after everything was done did I finally go home. When I opened the door, Victor was in the kitchen cooking. He was wearing an old, faded apron that had been washed too many times. He turned around and smiled at me. "You're home early today?" I put my bag on the sofa and sat down. Victor. I got fired. The spatula in his hand froze midair. He turned off the stove, walked over, and squatted in front of me. When did this happen? Today. The manager called me in and said the department needed to downsize. I didn't dare look into his eyes. Not because I felt guilty, but because I was afraid I would see disappointment there. He was silent for a few seconds. Then he reached out and took my hand. "It's okay." His voice was slightly hoarse. "I'll take care of you." 3 simple words. He said them with red eyes. I had been with Victor for 4 years. He worked as a coordinator at a logistics company with a monthly salary of 8,500 RMB. Before that, I worked in operations at an e-commerce company earning 12,000 RMB. Together, after paying the mortgage of 4,500 RMB and living expenses of 3,000 RMB, plus occasional wedding gifts, we could still save 7,000 to 8,000 RMB a month. We weren't rich, but I had never once seen a trace of resentment on his face. That night, he cooked an extra dish, opened a can of beer, and drank with me. Think of it as a vacation. I took a sip and said nothing. The next morning, while I was still half asleep, he had already left. There was a WeChat message on my phone. I went to return the jewelry deposit my sister ordered. I got back 8,000,000. Take it first. If it's not enough, I'll figure something out. I stared at that message for a long time. That jewelry set was a commemorative gift. His sister Lil E had forced him to put a 12,000 RMB deposit on, saying it was a younger brother's gesture of love. At the time, Victor hadn't said a word. He quietly withdrew 12 zon from our savings. I had fought with him over it, and he only said, "Just this once." Now he had returned it, all because I was unemployed. I flipped my phone face down on the bed and stared at the ceiling. 30 million sat in my account. Meanwhile, my husband was out there, willing to turn against his own sister over 12,000 RMB. The next afternoon, my phone exploded with notifications. Lil E's voice came through the receiver, sharp enough to shatter glass. "Victor, what the hell do you think you're doing? That was my commemorative gift. How dare you return the deposit?" Victor leaned against the balcony railing, his voice calm. "Sister, Lynn lost her job. We have to tighten our budget. What does her losing her job have to do with me? She works in operations. How much can she even make? You're my biological younger brother. You can't even spare 12,000 MB? It's not that I don't want to. I just don't have it right now." "Ooh, have it? You make 8,500 a month. Where does all your money go?" Mortgage, living expenses, utilities. Enough, enough. Stop calculating with me. Lil E's voice turned shrill. Let me make this clear, Victor. This isn't over. This Saturday is the family gathering. You two must come. He hung up. Victor stood motionless on the balcony. I sat in the living room and heard every single word. I walked over and handed him a glass of water. Can we skip Saturday? He took the glass and shook his head. Mom will be there too. If we don't go, she'll call and nag. I didn't say anything else. I just opened my new phone and glanced at the balance in the account. 30,720, zeros on. This Saturday, I would bring a little gift. Saturday evening, 5 p.m. at Lily's house. A 140 square meter apartment that Charles had just bought last year, with a monthly mortgage of 13 euros RMB. When we walked in, Lil E was already sitting on a sofa. She had a new hairstyle, French manicure, and a thin gold bracelet on her wrist. She looked me up and down when I saw her. Oh, Lynn is here. You look pretty good for someone who just got fired. Victor's face darkened. Sister. What? Did I say something wrong? Your wife getting optimized by the company isn't the same as getting fired? Mother-in-law, Helen, came out of the kitchen carrying a plate of peanuts and lightly patted Lily. Eat first. Talk less. Then she turned to me and sighed. Lynn, don't blame your sister-in-law for speaking bluntly. Look at your brother-in-law. He opened 3 spas and made 500,000 or 600,000 last year. And you? You worked in operations for 3 years and got cut just like that. Mom, I'm not saying you're not good. Helen waved her hand. I'm just saying you need to try harder. Don't stay home forever. Go find a job quickly. Victor is exhausted carrying everything alone. Charles came out of his study wearing a polo shirt, holding a cup of tea. Mom's right, Lynn. The economy is tough right now, but opportunities still exist. If you really can't find anything, you can come work at my place. We're short on receptionists. I looked at him. The receptionist. He wanted me to work as a receptionist. Victor put down his chopsticks. Brother-in-law, there's no need. Lynn will find a suitable job. I'm just saying. Charles smiled. Come on, let's eat. Throughout that entire meal, which lasted 40 minutes, Lil E mentioned the 12 zeros RMB deposit 3 times. Charles talked about his spa expansion plan twice. Helen sighed 5 times. Victor barely spoke. He only quietly held my hand under the table once. On the way home, he drove while I sat in the passenger seat. Don't take it to heart. I turned to look at him. Aren't you tired? I'm used to it. I watched the streetlights passing by, one after another. 30 million. I had 30 million. But at the dinner table today, I couldn't bring myself to say a single word with any backbone. It wasn't that I didn't dare. I wanted to see just how far these people would go. The next day, Lil E updated her social media. It was a screenshot of a necklace from some luxury jewelry brand, priced at 38,000 RMB. Or, caption, commemorative gift from my husband, ordered 3 times more expensive than the one someone returned. Some people have unreliable younger brothers, but luckily, my husband is trustworthy. There were hundreds of likes underneath. Victor's colleague, Lu Loi, took a screenshot and sent it to him. He looked at it once, then locked his phone. Don't look anymore. I handed him my phone. Your sister posted it. He didn't take it. I already said, don't look. You not looking doesn't mean other people aren't looking. He leaned back in the driver's seat. He was taking me to a job interview, which was actually just an excuse. I still had to go to the bank to handle some paperwork. She's always been like this, ever since we were kids. So you're just gonna keep giving in forever? She's my older sister. So being your older sister gives her the right to mock your wife online. He fell silent. At a red light, he stopped the car. Lynn, I know she's out of line, but Mom's health isn't good. I don't want them fighting. Once you find a new job, everything will be fine. I opened the car door. Victor. If one day you found out I was 100 times richer than your sister, what do you think she would say to me? He froze for a moment, then laughed. What are you thinking about? Go to your interview. Luck. The car drove away. I stood in front of the bank, watching his old Honda worth 80 ZA and RMB disappear into traffic. I pushed open the door. Hello. I'd like to consult about investing a large sum of money. May I ask how much capital you're working with? 30 million. The bank teller's expression was very interesting. End of chapter 1.